Hello there. In this video, we're gonna slightly modify the ball movement script to have the ball's speed increase every time it collides with something. This will make the game more challenging as over time the balls will get faster and each on their own time. Okay, first, we're gonna have to keep track of how many collisions the ball has had, right? And once we do that, we can use a collision count to calculate the ball's speed. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's open the ball movement script. We'll create a new counter here. We'll just call it collisions, and we're gonna instantiate that as 0. Okay, now next we need to increase the counter, right? Every time the ball collides with another object. And yeah, we need to make sure we do it after all these checks, right? We need to make sure it's a collision response. We only want to collide once with an object. So yeah, we can just go ahead and do it here, right after we update the other ID. So we'll just increase the collisions by 1. Now that we're keeping track of the collisions, now we just need to increment the ball speed. So let's modify the logic where we increment the ball speed to take the collisions into account, right? So we'll be right here. First, we'll rename this to velocity. So let's just see the usages. This is just basically here. We're gonna be renaming this to velocity because that's more accurate. Velocity is speed with a direction, so it's more descriptive, right? Next, let's calculate the speed while including the collisions. We're gonna use a simple linear function implementation, but feel free to play around with it and change it to a more complex function if you want. You can play around. Okay, so let's start by creating a constant just for every collision speed. So collision speed, we're going to be using 10 as the value. Let's start with 10. And again, play around with it. Game is yours, right? Okay, now let's actually calculate the speed. So we'll create a new variable here, local speed, where we'll calculate just the speed, no direction. So we want the constant object speed plus we're going to be using the collision speed that we created at the top. So let's see, collision speed. There's something wrong. Yes, there we go. Collision speed. And we'll just multiply this by the collisions counter we have and by 2 as well. As mentioned, we're using a simple linear function. We're multiplying by 2 just to make it slightly more challenging, so the increase is a bit faster. But feel free to, again, play around with this function. Something like an exponential function might provide a different experience, for example. Just be wary, because a simple exponential function might be too much. But yeah, play around with it. Okay, now we actually just need to use this speed variable, a new variable we have. We're not going to be using the constant object speed. And we should be ready to give this a try. So I think we're gonna get a lot of balls, right? So just to test this, we'll test it twice. Let's disable the spawn timer. So let's go to the ball spawn timer, and we are not gonna be creating a timer just for the test, so we can pay attention to a ball. But yeah, it already feels like it's increasing in speed. Let's play around for a bit. Yeah, it definitely feels a lot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, very nice. Awesome. So let's go ahead and just play around with it for a bit with everything in place and see how it feels. But yeah, it should give us a more complex gameplay, so should make it more interesting, right? Awesome. Just make sure to test the game and just play around. But what we've done so far, it gives us should give us a more complex and hopefully rewarding gameplay for our players. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. Stay tuned because there's more to come. We're already working on a new series. Exciting times. See you around. Bye-bye.